Welcome to another What I Eat in a Week dinners edition. I keep on thinking that I really should do like a whole week breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but my breakfast and lunches are the same every week. So that's not as exciting as dinner, so it's what you're getting. Of course, if I have any inspiration or recipes that I use, I will link them down in the description. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you get some ideas because that's what I like to do. So we can get into it. Today I wanted a sandwich, a drip beef sandwich. And the way that I make mine is in the crock pot with a pot roast. Rewind back to a little over 8 hours ago. Of course, you can dump all this into the crock pot, be on your way, but of course I have to make it somewhat complicated for a crock pot recipe. Took my pot roast, dried it off really well, salt and peppered it heavily on all the sides, and I seared it in a pan, both sides, a couple minutes just to get some good color on there because it adds a lot of flavor. Then I popped it into the crock pot with a bunch of onions because I love onions on my steak sandwiches, with a little bit of, maybe like 1/4 of a cup of broth, a packet of beef bouillon powder, and a packet of brown gravy, and some garlic. My pot roast, I love low and slow. I think it tastes way better that way. So now that we're back in the present, I need to put together the sandwich because I've been thinking about it all day, because I've been smelling it all day. It's time. Before I get that all going, I do want to make a little sauce. So there's some mayo in here. I'm gonna grate some garlic in. Watch your fingers. A little bit of salt and some pepper. Give it a mix. Got a roll, split it in half, spread your spread. I enjoy a saucy sandwich. Cheese, got some provolone. And I had a rogue piece of American from when I was prepping some breakfast sandwiches, so can't hurt. These are gonna go under a broiler just for enough time to melt the cheese. I wanna be careful I don't burn the bread or the edges, but it might get a little crunchy. It's all good. While that is doing their thing, thought I'd show you this meat. Oh my God, it is perfection. It is fall apart. It's hiding beneath all those onions. Nice and melty, little toasty. Love it. All right, now I'm gonna try not to make a huge mess, but I fear that I might. This meat is just falling apart and we'll see what happens. But I wanna get a good amount of it on here. I've done this with a lot of cuts of meat, but I find that a pot roast is the most perfect. It's so good. Now my onions. You probably want to choose a more substantial piece of bread. I'm sure this is already sogged up, but what are you gonna do? It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be a mess, but that's okay. Crown your messy king. Oh my gosh. I want a dip sandwich, so I've gotta get some juice out of here. There it is. Oh my God. That is going to be heavenly. Promise you won't fall in love with me after this display of beauty. That is so good. I'll see you tomorrow. Today I want chicken parm. I've got my dredge here. I saw someone the other day put the flour into the egg so that you wouldn't have flour egg panko. I know I've never even tried that before, but it is genius. So I put flour in my egg, and this is just some panko. I put some breadcrumbs in here as well to like fill in the spots where the panko misses. And I put some salt and pepper in there and a lot of Parmesan cheese. So I'm gonna coat this, smother, really push it in there. I wanna try to keep one of my hands dry so I don't end up with chicken parm fingers, but I feel like this is going to be a challenge. Oh no, I touched it. Ugh, whatever. I'm in too deep now. Oh, this already smells amazing. Really squish it in there. I've got a pan on the stove, about medium high heat. I'm gonna cook this on the stove probably like 95% of the way through, and then I'm gonna finish it in the oven with the sauce and the cheese. Oh yeah, look at that. The pan I'm going to transfer the chicken to, I just put down a bed of sauce. I used Rayo's, some Parmesan cheese, Good enough for me. Get this monster in here. Some sauce on top, fresh mozz. Some more Parmesan on top of that. This is gonna go into my oven until the chicken is cooked all the way through, 165 internal, and the cheese has melted and is delicious. Oh no, some leftover mozzarella cheese. What should I do with it? I love to just put a little salt on it, maybe a little olive oil, but nah, I don't wanna make a mess. Snack. I love cheese. She's done. I wish that I had some parsley. That would have made this look so much better, but I used it all, so no go. While it's still nice and hot, what can a little more parm hurt? I had some pasta the other night that I'm just reheating and using on here. Oh no, I ruined the cheese. Slice into this real quick. Perfection. Chicken parm is probably my favorite thing to make. I feel like I say this all the time that this might be the first thing that I learned how to make. My mom's chicken parm is just like one of my favorite things, and I make mine very differently than she makes hers, but it's still so good. So I just love meals like this. If you cook, what is your favorite thing to cook in the entire world? Like, there has to be something. Off to tomorrow. What a day. So I've been thinking about this all day long because early in the morning, I marinated some steak tips. Here they are. These are just like sirloin strips, I think, in some olive oil, salt, pepper, a lot of garlic, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of Japanese barbecue sauce. Mushed it all around, stuck it in the fridge, went to work. Now I am home. This is going on the grill. I think with it, I shall have myself a party of green beans and some rice, which is cooking over there. So easy, simple dinner. While the steaks are cooking, this is the rice I was talking about. I don't want to lift the cover. It's instant rice, which is the easiest thing you'll ever have to make. It's just a 1-to-1 ratio. I put some beef bouillon in there and some butter. It's off the heat now and it's cooking. For my green beans, I just have my pan here, medium heat, olive oil, butter. When this gets up to temperature, I shall plop those in, cook them a little bit. I think I'm gonna add some garlic. Look at these green beans. They're so garlicky. I should let my steak rest a little longer, but I just can't wait, so I'm not going to. I'll start with one. There is dinner. That looks so good to me. It is the end of summer. It's actually kind of toasty today, so it's a perfect summer meal for me. Steak with the rice. This took me maybe 10 minutes. We're good. I'll see you tomorrow. Today I'm feeling a salad. So I searched around, landed on Half Baked Harvest, and I found this very delicious looking and sounding one. It is a lemon, hold on, I had to write it down. It's a lemon Parmesan sesame salad. Delicious. All of her stuff looks so good and tastes so good. I'll link it down below. Check her out. I've just made some croutons in the oven, which I seem to have scorched just a little bit. I forgot they were there. The broiler can be a funny thing, you know? All I did was take a roll, cubed it up, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, zhuzhed them up a bit, put them under the broiler, tossed them around every now and again. Croutons. They taste a million times better than the ones you get in the bag and way better for you. This is a very simple salad actually, and I'm kind of playing around just a tiny bit with the ingredients, nothing too major. So the main part of the salad is the dressing, so I'll start that first because otherwise it's just like some leaves. Carefully, I've got some extra virgin olive oil, some sesame oil, The recipe calls for champagne vinegar, but I don't have any, so I'm using red wine vinegar. Some Dijon mustard. This will really help with the emulsification and also delicious flavor. Putting in a little bit of salt, some black pepper. Recipe calls for chili flakes, but I'm not about that life, so I'm gonna leave them out. This is why I love doing this in a mason jar. This is why I love doing it in a mason jar, because put the lid on and shake it up. This way your arm doesn't get tired like whisking. Just shake the jar up. And if it starts to separate it all, like later on, put the lid back on and shake it some more. Ooh, perfect. Just oopsies. Just taste for seasoning, adjust it, and you should be good. I lied, I left one thing out. I wanted to grate a garlic clove in here. The recipe calls for garlic powder, but I think if I can use the real thing, I might as well. Watch your fingers. Now for some assembly. I've got a lot of nice big leafy green lettuce in here, as well as parsley and basil, all washed and dried. I love putting herbs in salad. My mom always does this. It really gives it like really good flavor. So that's going in there. I toasted up some sesame seeds. These are going in. Some crouton action. And I think to give it a little more substance, some of my leftover steak from last night. Oof, I think we're gonna need a bigger bowl. Her recipe does not call for meat, but I need something a little, you know, extra. Dressing time. Tried to get all of some of the stuff. Why do I continue to blow on cold food? It is so nutty from those sesame seeds. It really brings a lot of flavor out. Dressing is tangy. The lettuce is crunchy and fresh. Perfect. I'll see you tomorrow. What a week. I am finally home. All day I have been thinking about barbecue. So I stopped by on my way home from work to a local barbecue place. I knew exactly what I wanted. The words came out of my mouth, and he said that they didn't have it ready. This shook me because I was not prepared for this. I was having my heart and my stomach set on ribs. I wanted ribs, but they didn't have any ready. So I had to kind of rework my order, and I panicked and I ordered stuff that I don't even know what I was thinking. I got the bag. These I definitely wanted too. So I'm glad I had these tots. They're so good. Ooh, they're nice and dark too. That means they're gonna be crunchy. I got a fried chicken sandwich. This weighs about 5 pounds. I've never had a fried chicken sandwich from here before, so that's exciting. And I think I got wings too. I must have just been on like a chicken kick when I was panic ordering. Yum. And then I got these salt and vinegar. I love salt and vinegar wings. So I'm excited to see what this sandwich looks like. Oh, it smells delicious. That is a sandwich. Oh my God. I'm gonna eat this. Very excited because I love this place anyway, so I'm sure that all of this will be divine. I have got to go put comfy clothes on. I need to park myself on the couch because I am in the middle of a rewatch of True Blood, so gotta get my Sookie and Vampire Bill on. I also have to finish a book. It's been a productive day. It's gonna be a very productive night. I'm very excited about this food because I'm starving, but thank you very much for spending another week with me. Hopefully you got some sort of entertainment value out of it, maybe some inspiration. What is something that you had for dinner this week that you love? Because I'm always looking for new ideas, so let me know. I'll see you in the next one.